Good afternoon, Mangrove Bees made at Ot Daniel Cespedes, John Gomez, and hi John Freddy Calderon. How speaking to you today, we will talk about the Itsm framework. Itsm emphasis a process basic approach. This process consists of assets of best practice called frameworks. The Itsm frameworks focuses on service rather than systems rather than other IT disciplines such as network management with a more focus on the technology.
What is COBAT? Control Objectives for Information and Related Technologies are an AT science framework designed especially for AT management and governance. COBAT is a set of control objectives that helps it management and governance professionals manage AT professionals regardless of the organization size. It was released in 1996 and is research developed, managed, maintained, and published by the Information System Audit and Control Association. COBAT is primarily a science framework for managing enterprises AT. It is a globally recognized standard that works on science AT process and in keeping AT and science goals aligned. It is a comprehensive suite of tools, procedures, guidelines, and principles in AT governance and management. COBAT helps organizations in benefiting from their information systems and AT assets while having enterprise-wide control over enterprise AT. What is MOF? MOF provides a guide to the ACT organization to help determine, create, operate, and support ACT service while ensuring that ACT investments deliver the accepted science value with a level of accepted risks. MOF consists of a series of documents which contain an overview of the phases and cases of the SMF service administration function, practical guides to achieve the relativity of ACT solutions and service. It uses questions to help you determine what your organization requires, as well as other activities that will help the ACT organization run efficiently and effectively in the future. 13.4% use the Microsoft Operation Framework (MOF), which provides another framework for managing the AT lifecycle.
Difference between IT and COVID. There are many differences between COVID and the ITL in terms of the objects and the methodology. The most important ones are listed below. First, IT is based on providing a best practice framework for managing IT services, where the objects of COVID is to facilitate the monitoring and security aspect of the services. Second, IT is guide for companies to management and running IT services, while COVID is used for IT management and the government's processes. Third, IT is the solution to clearing improving workflow, especially for small organizations where IT processes are still in their infancy. COB is being more focused on the done is more important for larger companies and organizations as they have more complex requirements. For IT is especially important when it comes establishing in a standard and process, where COB ensures that this structure is complete and wide the objects of the company or organization. For example, information on how individual IT process and the set up and which interface can best be used is of described. An ETL framework. These aspects are less relevant to the COB framework. What is described in detail in COB is how so a process can be audited, how it is made measurable, and how it is maintained in accordance with legislation. Similarities between COB and ETL. First, COB and ETL provided the solid foundation for the government and management of the IT services, regardless of whether they are in the house or sources of the business planning services. Second, COB is primarily concerned with the guide organization in implementation operation and the improvement of the IT government and the management process. Similarly, ITIL provides best practice guidelines for the management and execution of the IT services from the perspective of the general business value. Third, COB describes the principles that support an organization-oriented corporate needs, mainly to be related on the usage and the result by organization. ITL describes more details on the parts IT related to the services management, process activities, organization structures, etc. Difference between ITL and MOF. While the IT on the one hand share the many values, the two frameworks also show some significant difference. First, reporting. IT has explicitly entered describing reporting on the continuous services improvement pace, where MOV has integrated reporting and the standard activity in SMAFs. Second, content hunting. IT involves between two shows company hunts on the incentives and the service requests in a single process. Between and the ETL build 30 incentives resulted and the service requests fully between two disparate practices. MOV, on the other hand, is setting much closer to the ITL volume 2 practice combination multiple consumer requests in the single activity flow. For instance, restoration requests, information requests, services fulfillment requests, and the new service requests. If the requests in volumes and the new orgs, standard services, and the separate change process become triggered. 13. Organization. ITL describes the organization roles and the structure in the electively PaaS MOV support business practices for organization structure be applying the Microsoft Solution Framework MSF approves structure the MOV legacy responsibilities and the document and the responsive and the are made explicitly and the general rules are assigned to the underlying management role. 4. IT describes the theory and practice of the government in the starting parts and the CAC part of the leaflet and the government requirement and the model parts MOV explicitly document repository and the accountability in the place of the leaf clay and in the management life identification, decision might ease stakeholders and under performance and segment. Me of explicitly and risk management and companies in the management launcher supporting government throughout the live see explicit management reviews are used throughout MOF as control mechanism. Similarities between MOF and ETL. First, both MOF and ETL are the service management frameworks. MOF and ETL implement and send of the intelligent terminology concepts and the project workflows based on the best practice and the support and the delivery services to customers and the users. Second, MOF and the ETL are models of the how management, IT and the services provided for the technology-centric IT organization that says IT and the consumer IT business primarily and the ones take care for the neutral technology. Third, MOF and ETL are the widely they specify how the organization and management are and the same services to optimize value for customers and the user of those services to consented and soon navigate the service levels the business needs.
Conclusions. It is easy to see how a company could incorporate several different frameworks, processes, and standards into its ITSM platforms to meet different needs.